Chromatography, fun. Can we use them both in the same sentence? But we can and we do here at Axion. By the end of this week, you will know more about chromatography than 95% of the professionals who do this for a living. Welcome to Axion. My name is Lee Polite. I'm the president and founder of Axion Labs and Axion Training Institute. And what we do here is we teach chromatography to the world. In our 20 years, we've taught chromatography to professionals from every major pharmaceutical, chemical, and petroleum company in the United States. We've also taught scientists from all the major government labs. The DOE, the DOD, the Homeland Security, every region of the DEA has sent their scientists to us. In our 20 years, we've taught more than 12,000 scientists the art of chromatography. Chromatography is the world's most popular analytical tool. So if someone wants to know what's in something chemically, they're going to turn to liquid chromatography, HPLC, or gas chromatography, GC. So if you want to know how much caffeine's in your coffee, how much benzene's in the air, how much sugar is in the Kool-Aid, or how much explosive is in the suitcase, you're going to turn to chromatography. So this is used by every major pharmaceutical, chemical, petroleum, food, flavor, fragrance, Homeland Security, DEA, FBI. This is the basis of chemical analysis. Now, I know what you're thinking. Chromatography, pretty complicated topic. Lots of scientists out there studying it. But the reality is, it's really simple stuff. It's a bunch of simple things stuck together to make it look like something that's complicated. So here at Axion, we get you to take apart the instrument, to take it all the way down to installing columns and changing inlets, to get to the point where you really understand how the instrument works, and then we teach you the science. So when I teach chromatography, I use a lot of analogies, and I find that if I could relate chromatography to something that you know, you can learn from that. So here's an example. When you learned how to drive a car, how did you learn how to drive? Did you start by studying the physics of an automobile? I mean, you'd have to have a PhD in physics to understand it, because you'd have to understand adiabatic expansion inside the engine. And then you'd have to learn about torque transfer and gear ratios and the coefficient of friction between the rubber and the road. But the reality is, you don't need to understand any of that. When you get behind the wheel of a car, you know that when you press the pedal on the right, the car goes faster. The pedal on the left, the car goes slower. Turn the wheel to the left, the car goes left. Turn the wheel right, the car goes right. Well, GC and HPLC are the same way. There's a bunch of buttons and knobs and dials all over it. Each one does something. One of those buttons makes the chromatography faster. One of them improves the separation. One of them makes the quantitation better. We'll show you what each one of those does, and that way, when you're in a situation where you need more sensitivity, you press the sensitivity button. So it's a lot simpler than people think. So that's what we teach in chromatography. We teach you what all the buttons do, and then you have the knowledge to improve the chromatography, troubleshoot, develop methods from scratch. So I'm here to teach you, to unveil all those mysteries to you, to get you to understand how the separation works, and more importantly, how you can improve it. So we are here to teach you how to solve your problems. When you take one of our courses, not only do we spend a lot of time talking about chromatography, you're going to spend a lot of time taking the instruments apart, putting them together, developing methods from scratch, but we also spend time on your problems. So if you have an analysis that you're having a problem with, you have a baseline that you're not thrilled with, bring them along to the class. That's what we do for a living. We do chromatography. So bring your problems along, and we'll give it a shot and try and fix them. So come visit us here at Axion, take one of our classes. I make the promise in our class that by the end of this week, you will know more about chromatography than 95% of the professionals who do this for a living. And you're thinking, come on, in 5 days I could learn that much? But the reality is, there's a lot of people doing chromatography. There's approximately 1 million chromatographs in the world, which means there's 1 million people standing in front of a GC or an LC right now. They're pushing buttons, but they're not quite sure why they're pushing those buttons. I'm here to unveil those mysteries to you, to get you to understand how the GC works. We'll also talk a little bit about the facility and the neighborhood. We're in a great neighborhood in Chicago, so when people come to our classes, we typically go out to lunch every day. We're right downtown in the city, so we take a walk to a restaurant. At night, we go out to restaurants. We may go out to a ball game as a group, so it's a fun environment. I know what you're thinking. Chromatography, fun. Can we use them both in the same sentence? But we can and we do here at Axion. So If you want some in-depth knowledge, if you want to solve your chromatography problems, this is the place to be. We hope to see you in person here in Chicago.